our He for Her campaign. But then what can we do as non-profits? And that's one, and then individuals or businesses to get the men to come on board as allies in this fight, because I'm not saying all the main perpetrators are men. But so if we're able to educate them and able to enlighten most of them about these dangers and able to get them to come on board, it will do us a lot good than just empowering girls, empowering women, and most of these empowerments, what we're doing. We're not really doing as much as long as we're not getting the men on board. So what do you have to say about us getting men, women, and boys, up on board? And is there anything that you're doing in that line to get people on board?
So I think I would answer both questions at the same time, because when I speak to you, I speak from the perspective of what we are doing. So we are very strong, or we are very committed to inclusivity. Now, when I have conversations with people and I say, a lot of you talk about inclusivity, but sometimes you don't know that because you're pursuing inclusivity, you kind of like exclude some people, whether in the way you frame your message. And maybe I'm a communications person, so permit me to say it from that that perspective. Sometimes it's the framing of the message that makes some people feel excluded from something that you are doing. Other times it's the cultural perception that they have grown up with, to not understand that because I'm doing something for this person does not mean I'm doing it against you. And I think for the most part, that's a lot of things that's happened. Like you just mentioned, you said this one is for girls. Now, someone would take it, okay, this one is for girls, this is important for them, let them have the conversation that they need to have. And then we have to come back and think, okay, what are the conversations we also need to have as men or as boys? And then, please, we want to have this conversation, can you come and have this conversation with us? But some people will look at it why is it that always they want to talk about girls, You also have to look at it that because they've been marginalized for so long. They've been marginalized for so long, you have to spend a lot of time to ensure that equality and equity we talk about, we've realized it. We are not trying to bring you down, downplay the fact that, of course, there's a lot of things that happen to boys as well. Boys are victims of sexual harassment. Boys are, like, when people would come out and start telling you about their experiences as children, men, you would be surprised. You would be surprised by what you're hearing or what you're listening to. But we have to start framing the narrative in a way that shows them that, okay, we are not against you. And being a man or a boy myself, whichever one applies, being a man, or I think we also, as men, we also need to think about how or the conversations that needs to be had about us, whether we are talking about toxic masculinity, whether we are talking about mental health or whatnot. We have to be willing to tell people that, okay, these are the conversations we want to have. You cannot just say because people are having this conversation, you're not talking about the conversations that you want to have, and you're like, no, you should not have that conversation because no one is talking about us. No, have you framed your conversation? Have you framed your message? What is it that you want to talk about? Who do you think you need to talk about these issues with? Have you reached out to them that, okay, please, we need your presence here because we need to talk about this? Now, when that happens and you've gone through all these structures or all these processes and nothing has happened, then you can say, okay, you know what, we are excluded from this. But if that never happens, you've never really said, I want to talk about this. Because you have to understand that before we got here, that all of a sudden we are talking about this. Do you have any idea how many times women have gone out to say, we need to talk about this?
Yes.
We need to talk about this. This is not fair. We need to talk about this.
So women practically fought for this.
They fought for this. Come on. If they didn't fight for it, you think we'll be here? We wouldn't be here. They fought for it. They led the charge for their fight because they know what's happening. They know the marginalization that they've experienced. More than them, me as a man, I can come and tell you that this is what you experienced. You're going to tell me I'm mansplaining your issues for you. I need to listen to you tell me that these are the things that you're going through and whatnot. So for men to be brought to the table, the men have to understand that the conversations that you want to have also, you have to take charge and say, okay, you know what, these are the conversations that we want to have. These are the conversations that you the women are having. Let's find the common ground where we can come, because at the end of the day, we want a society where everyone is safe.
Yes,
Everyone is safe.
Yes,
from the girls to the boys, everyone is safe. So we should not be at each other's neck to say, no, now we are fighting for women's right, that means we are going to exclude men's. No, let's focus on the most important and urgent fight, which to me, and this might be my personal take, which is the women's right issues, because they've been marginalized for so long. While we are on that, then we can still, okay guys, please come, let's have this conversation as well. Okay, there's this issue, we have to talk about it, we have to understand this. These guys are not fighting us, these guys are trying to find the same equality that some of us, yes, maybe you Anjuma or you Abubakar, maybe you've never, but you have to look at what is the prevalence and what is the scale, what is the disparity. If there are 5 women that have experienced this, and then there's 1 man that has experienced this, which is more, you know, so a lot of time the conversations will be more about the 5 women that have experienced this before the conversation come from them. That's not to say it's not important. We are trying to also be realistic to say sometimes the prevalence of something sort of like directs where the most conversation is had.
Happening.
And no, so yeah.
So don't feel like we're having conversations only about women. Oh, it's women. What about the men? If we have broken women in the society, you have broken mothers who are raising children. They're going to be raising broken children, and it continues like that. When mothers spend more time with their children, so they're framing the children. Children are seeing broken moms, broken wives, broken sisters, and it continues like that. And it's difficult to control. So we need to pay a lot more attention to everybody. But we're saying, like Abubakar said, this is a pressing issue, and that's why we're paying attention to it. Thank you so much for coming. We've come to the end of the show. 30 minutes flies by
I wish we had more time to talk.
I'm leaving you with the opportunity for the next 1 minute to tell us something about the work you do, and something you have in your note that you feel like it has to be said today.
So I think I will take this opportunity to make an announcement, which is that, like you said, we just premiered our short film. The moment we stand yesterday, and what we were trying to do is continue the conversation. So it's not going to stop there, and we want to start up a challenge that's going to involve students as well as people who are not within the university or polytechnic. Let me just say general. This challenge is general for everyone, where people are going to watch the movie, and then they are going to tell us what they think about the movie, especially the different segments of it, what speaks to them more. And the most compelling thought, the most compelling am I supposed to say it on air?
You will win a gift.
Yes, let's just put it that way. So I would advise people to visit our social media handles on Instagram, go on YouTube, watch the movie, follow all our social media handles, subscribe to YouTube, Mobile. And I'll show you it's a gift that you would. It's okay. Let's not make it about the gift. It's more about the conversation. Rather, it's more about the conversation. But then again, the gift is good.
Thank you very much, Abubakar. We've come to the end of Amplify's show for today, and we've had Abubakar Abdullahi. Abdullah still the same. The comms officer at Gender Mobile Initiative, and it's been an amazing conversation. Two people were calling earlier. We're sorry we can't take calls on this show. Maybe next year when we come back on the Amplify show and we resume other episodes, we will be able to take calls. But for the 16th day of activism, we just want to do an awareness. And so it's not going to be a conversation also. So we're sorry for those that are calling. And thank you very much for listening. The conversation continues from now to the 10th of December 2025, which is World Human Rights Day. Tomorrow is World AIDS Day. Tomorrow is World International Day for Persons with Disability. Yesterday was World AIDS Day. There's so much to celebrate. There's so much to talk about. There's so much to amplify. Keep amplifying your messages. If you're working in the nonprofit space, and if you don't know much about the work that we're doing, just go online, check what nonprofits are doing, and support the work that we're doing. And I believe that we are all going to win this fight one day. Thank you very much. My name is Raquel Kasham Daniel, as always, and I'll be back again on Thursday with the last episode for this season of the Amplify show. And then we can wrap it up for the 16th day of activism, and maybe we'll take calls on Thursday. I don't know, but I'll see. Thank you and have a great afternoon.